Then my next guest is one of the most amazing pop stars around. I think you lot are going to be envious of him. His hit anthems include I Won't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. Ah, yes, and the riddle. And the riddle, remember that? Now, this guy also knows all about the highs and lows of fame and is set to make a comeback. So please welcome Nik Kershaw. I try not to go all girly.
No, don't do that.
Don't go all girly. You've heard a lot of our guests today.
Yeah.
And the quest seems to be these days, people want fame. That's the word that comes up all of the time.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, the first one didn't even want the money.
No, he didn't want... What, you think that's silly? There he is, over there.
Where?
There he is, up there. Stand
All
up
right.
for us.
So what do you think you're actually getting then?
Has he got his mic on? Hang on, let me run over here. It's about the only time you'll have someone at their beck and call. So here we go. Yeah, here we go.
I'm not actually getting paid for doing this today.
No, we don't pay anyone, no.
So
Well, I
there you
mean,
go.
I'm on the telly, I'm enjoying myself, and I'm having a giggle. So I
Yeah,
don't
right.
need money.
So that's what it is, a giggle. That's what you think fame is.
That's what I want to do. I want to enjoy myself. If
Yeah.
fame's going to be hard work, then I'll work hard, but I can still enjoy myself while I'm doing it, can't I?
Yeah, right. I just don't understand it. I mean, I wanted to be famous more than anything else in the world. I really did. But I want to be a famous guitarist or a famous singer or a famous songwriter. I want to be in front of people and do something real in front of people. So there's something real there all the time. It's like fame doesn't exist. There isn't anything real to it. You are something to other people. That's all. If other people didn't exist, you wouldn't exist, you know. Celebrity is what other people make you, and I just don't understand why anybody wants to be something that superficial without anything real behind it.
What do you want to be
I wouldn't
famous
put
for?
a face on. I'd just be me, and I'd hope people would appreciate me for what I am. I wouldn't put a face on. I'd like more people to know who I am.
But do you
I'd
want
like
to...
more people to enjoy me.
But you want to be famous for just being you?
Yeah.
No particular talent
No
like
field.
music?
No, I don't need. It doesn't need to be singing. I'll do anything. I just want to be able to show more
So
people the kind of
how's your
fun I
life
have.
going to improve when you're famous for being you? What's
I
going to
get
happen?
to do what I want to do every single day. I can't do it at work. I want to enjoy myself. I want to show off. I want to make myself look an idiot. I want to make people laugh. Can't do that sat behind a desk.
You can't?
No, I can't.
You think you can? Okay, thank
I
you.
think you probably could, but there you go. Yeah.
Do you think, thanks a lot, do you think fame, people seem to see fame as freedom. Do you think, in fact, it's a trap, it's less freedom?
It can be both, you know. I mean, any kind of success can give you freedom to do what you want to do, yeah. But you can, you know, there's other things that go with it. You can be a prisoner in your own house as well. You can't go out without a bodyguard.
Was that what it was like with you?
Yeah, sure it was.
And how did that feel?
It felt great at first. I thought, look how important I am. This is fantastic. But then when you realise that actually it's not going to stop in a week's time, you're still not going to be able to go out on the street. You're not going to go down the pub with your mates. You can't do that anymore. And you are actually a prisoner. I mean, when it suddenly dawns on you, you think, hang on a minute, this isn't quite what I bargained for.
Because I remember those days when you were, like we put the photo up there, you were in the big hair.
In the big, huge hair.
Huge hair days.
Right.
And isn't it amazing how people, because I'm sure a lot of people think, oh, well, you just go out in disguise then.
Yeah.
If you want to go out.
I did sometimes. I did.
You did? Did people ever cotton on to who
Well,
you
they
were?
still did, and you're always like, I tell you how messed up I was. I used to, because celebrity is a weird thing. It's like so many people want you to be a certain way, and there's like two things. There's you, and there's your image, and what people think you are.
So what were you being told you had to be like?
Well, I wasn't told I had to be anything, but I thought
Pressure.
things were expected of me. So I'd like wake up in the morning and I think, right, who am I today? Am I pop star Nik Kershaw or am I Nik Kershaw? They were like two different entities almost. And if I was just going shopping that day or something, I'd put on my Nik Kershaw gear in case anybody spotted me. You know,
Yeah.
so I've got to look good, you know, like Nik Kershaw.
Yeah.
But then I put a dumb disguise on so nobody would recognise me. You know, that was how
So
crazy
there's all
it
those
was.
mixed messages. Now,
Yeah.
did you meet your wife before the fame kicked in?
Yeah, I was married before it all started happening.
So did that help?
I think it did, yeah. It gave me something real and some grounding.
Because a lot of guys I know we've had on the show, part of the reason they want to be famous is the women.
Yeah.
And being loved. I think that came up a bit there. Do you think people really love you? And
No, it's projection. They love some kind of image of you. You know,
They don't know you.
And when they come face to face with you, it usually freaks them out, and they don't know say and do or anything. I want people to relate to me, not to who they think I am. You know?
But you must have spent a lot of time in hotel rooms on your own, from the other side of the world, from people who really knew the real you.
Yeah.
That must have been really lonely.
It was tough. If you've it sounds like a real whinge, doesn't it? I mean, it's got great things about being famous. There are really, truly tremendous things about it. But there were low times. There were times when I was, you know, in hotel rooms in the other side of the world. I've been touring for 6-9 months, hadn't seen home, hadn't seen family, and a couple of times I just broke down. You know, I didn't know why. I just couldn't handle it anymore.
Do you think it's tougher when you have children? Because I mean, I find, and I don't count what I've got fame. It's celebrity and it's passing. And you know, and it sounds whingy, but I don't like it because I started off as a journalist and I don't like being the story. I prefer to be getting the stories.
Yeah.
But do you find that when your children are with you, or when children came along, then it changed? Because people will push my kids out the way, no problem, on the floor to get to you, and you go mad.
Well, I did that to my wife. I mean, my wife got elbows in the faces and just pushed out of the way all the time.
And how did you react to that?
I was furious. I mean, it's absolutely, you know, who do they think they are?
Yeah, but then people think, oh, hang on, you're not being nice.
Yeah,
but you're meant to be nice.
Yeah, I belonged to them. You know, I didn't belong to my wife. I was theirs. You know, that was the weird thing.
Do you
but
think
kids,
you were
when we had kids, it was all different anyway. I mean, it all gone. It wasn't quite as crazy anyway. And I stopped about 10 years ago recording. And started again about 3 years ago. So I haven't really spent huge amounts of time away from the kids, which would have been difficult.
But do you worry if it all comes back again at that same concentration? Are there things you do differently this time?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I wouldn't let it happen like that. Well, it couldn't happen like that.
So
anyway.
can you give any advice to any of the young people? I mean, what about Karen? Where's Karen there? He's saying that one of the things he was saying, why get a job? His job is being you know, a singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, am I right, Karen? What do you say to that?
I said, well, there's two sides to this. I mean, if you don't want to support him, then great, chuck him out. See how badly he wants to be a pop star, you know. Because I've been hugely fortunate over the years. I mean, I was working when it all went crazy. I was working in a band anyway, earning a living. So that was kind of a luxury. But if you really want to do it, you do it. It's quite. I mean, it does completely take you over. And the thing about doing it is you've got to give yourself to it 100% and really absolutely go for it. You know. And you've got,
yeah, but you can't nick money off your mum to go out clubbing. And I still think that's disgraceful.
Oh, that's disgraceful. She gives it to him, you know. So that it's a two-way thing.
That's all starting an argument already. All right. Have you got any more questions from? Yeah, over here. And this is.
This is Gary.
Gary, who's got
now, like I'm in a band, New Horizon, we're really searching for a good manager. So could you give me some advice on what is a good manager? You know, I mean, where do we start? There's so many bad ones out there.
A good manager's a bit like a good curry, really. You don't know until you got a bad one. You know, until afterwards.
So it's basically live and learn.
It's live and learn, absolutely. I mean, I got incredibly lucky. I actually advertised for management very early on after I'd made some demo recordings and stuff. Right. And I got 10 replies, and one of those is the manager I'm still with today.
All those years?
Yeah.
OK, thank you.
Can you help me out, mate?
Yes, I knew that was coming. Kerry, what are you going to ask?
How do you handle the press, like the papers and all the stories about you?
Well, is that what you're looking forward to? Come on, be honest. No, I
can't wait to be honest, but I just want to know how you handle it.
That frightens me when I hear that. Does it frighten you?
Well, not really. He's talking about it, because, I mean, if you're prepared for being humiliated and insulted by complete strangers you've never met, then that's what it's going to be like.
How are you going to take that?
You go, why?
Because you think they're going to say nice things.
Like this?
I'll just take it in my stride. Obviously, there's going to be good with the bad, isn't there? But
yeah, well, that's what I think. I mean, I do, and I do now. I've learned over the years to do that. But, when it first started, you cannot ignore. You know, it's like you read 10 reviews, you might read 9 good ones, and it's the one bad one that
really gets you. Yeah,
God, you think
but
about
that's when it's written about the music. But what happens when that girl that you went out with, and I'm putting you on the spot. I'm not saying that this happened. Let's say you went out, you got really drunk one night, you went to bed, you met some gorgeous girl, you couldn't perform. You pick up the paper, and as he might be a star, but he can't perform in bed. That's the thing that hurts. You don't mind, you're ready for that. Kareem's ready for that.
That's when you say, you can't believe what all the papers say, so...
Cop out. Yeah. Quick one.
Right, because I've been told I'm over the hill, what would you suggest for me? I'm 31, I've been told, you know, that, well... We're not looking for anyone 31. It's between the ages of 18 and 24. Every music paper you look in.
And how old are you now, Nick? You're
44.
How old? 44, 34.
44.
44, that's all right. I'm nearly 44.
But I think when Nik started out, it was a little bit more easier. As you know, it's getting more harder for musicians now and singers now.
So
I think people, it is getting younger, certainly.
So
yeah,
should she give up, or
no,
you were talking
never.
about session work and things like that before? Is that
Well, session work's always a good idea, obviously, but never give up. I mean, there's always still the chance that you can, you know, you get a great song and something else that goes with it, and who
Last
knows,
question.
you know?
Yeah.
Did you lose any of your friends that you know, just did you lose any friends when you first started?
Are you worried about that?
Well, I've lost a few.
Yeah,
I mean,
you have
I'm not
to
saying
work
I'm some
at it.
kind of famous guy, but what I'm saying is that being on the TV it's been great, obviously, but there are plus sides and there are bad sides, and there's some people that think, yeah, he thinks he's all that now, he's on TV.
Yeah,
or he wants to
exactly.
be famous. And
No, that happens. I mean, people.
it's the only thing that worries me the most.
Because it's all very well saying you're not going to change when this happens, you know, but your friends change. They do.
Last final question is: do you think what you should be looking for is the fame, or should it be something else that you're looking for? Like you said, excelling in something.
I can't knock people for wanting fame. I mean, it looks great, doesn't it? It really does look great, and it's meant to look great. That's what the media and everything thrives on, you know. But once you get it, you realise that it's nothing unless you've got something real to go with it, really.
And that's family and friends.
Well, family, friends, and something that you're doing that you love doing, you know, that you really love doing.
Thank you. Thank you, Nik.